Keif, very well known arena player. Currently 2k1, he's been 2k3 previously, but he's also dropped down to 17x after that, so we can see how this is going. My nose is a bit blocked. I saw that these players did like it must have been a draft, because I saw 3 games where they have some of their favourite civs, some of the top arena civs, so I'm suspecting they did do a draft. So over here we have Melkor with the Magyars, and over here we have Keif with the I was going to talk about the meme Keif houses, but this speaks for itself. Keif is very well known for building these kinds of houses, blocking the farm space around this TC. Over here, let's take a look at Melkor's map first. Both second golds outside and second stone. Not the end of the world, but it does have a very safe main gold. Having a safe main gold does still let you boom quite well. If you are booming and you have a main gold and you need to get your second golds, then you've delayed too long, you've not boomed well enough to fight back the aggression. So it's nice to have a back main gold. And of course a back main stone is very helpful. 5 tiles of stone. That can easily help you get, you know, even 2 castles in the defense if you need it. You can buy some stone if you have already TCs being made. But it's a very nice thing to have that defensively. He also has quite a bit of room. By the time these walls come down, that's a lot of farm space he has just in the back area here. As well as 3 back here makes it just that much easier to push. So you're just going to have that much better of an early game. One boar here and the other one over here. So both inside, not really lameable. He scouted outside fine. Taking a look over at Keif, Keif's done the same thing, he scouted outside fine. He didn't try to lame. Oh, dodgy. Looking over. Is that? No, that's his normal berries. Not the best mill in my opinion. I would have placed it a bit over here. Nice second gold in the back, nice 4 tiles. Nice safe main stone. Again, if he needs to defend, although he is melee, he's probably going to be on the aggressive side. An extra gold in the back. Let me just talk about this. In 2-player map size and arena, you have 2 second golds per player. Those each have 4 tiles. And you have 2 extra golds on the map, 2 3-tile golds. So this is one of the extras. So Keif does have some bonus gold there. 2 very safe gold mines. Makes up for his main one not being that great, and he does have another second one. So, you know, his map is not ideal in terms of just that main gold. Of course, if someone's coming by and scouts this, they will scout this, and they could scout this gold as well. They might try and be aggressive on you because they might think that your map is pretty bad. So, you know, it might actually be beneficial if it forces someone to try and attack you, when of course you're not very vulnerable. I like Keif's map despite the main gold. 1 extra on the map over there. Let's talk about civs here. Melee just generally are kind of a cheat civ. Their economy is just very strong. By the time you get to castle age, when you do fast castle, you'll be 5 villagers ahead, or you could be the same amount of villagers and be, you know, 2 minutes plus ahead. That's an incredible advantage. So it's incredibly useful if you're booming, especially when you want to do aggression. You want to do what would generally be very low equal all-in aggression. You could do a smush with a high pop, you'll still be up very, you know, really fast, but still have a decent economy behind it. So you could boom, you could do anything while you're doing that aggression, so it's very strong. Although we're talking about the Magyars here. VS the Magyars, especially with the player that likes to open with scouts, you're probably going to see a scout opening. Magyar scouts, especially because you're FCing, you tend to make more use of not having just forging but iron casting as well. That free Magyar +1 attack and +2 attack in the Castle Age bonus because they get a free blacksmith tech. So if you go scouts, you can kill monks really easily. You could kill the enemy scout very easily. It's really good as Magyars in Arena, as an opening. You don't have the economy bonus, but you could secure yourself the map, and that too leads to getting yourself the relics. That could give you an insane advantage. There's an extra stone on the map over here. Relic wise looks pretty even. In Wallow Kingdoms, relics are always even. In AOC, before expansions, relics could even spawn inside players' bases. You could end up with 3 inside your base. That's that kind of thing was just pretty ridiculous. So we got Melkor here doing a 28+2, pretty common for his version of scouts. It's not always the strongest build order to 28+2, you're not going to be as fast. If you have a strong eco bonus civ, you could do better. But with 28+2 you could do essentially more things. You're going to have more resources by the time you hit Castle Age. So you could definitely make use of it. You're not really doing too much damage to yourself if you're doing a later FC. So here we see the barracks. Obviously he's going to add a stable to go scouts. Don't forget they also had the option to go cavalry archers. When we're talking about melee here, if we're talking about something in the way of karambits, karambits die to the fastest archer civs, although they're not as strong anymore, so we might not see that. Keif here, lots of food, 29+2. That's going to get him roughly the time of a 24+2, like a 14-ish minute Castle Age. So that's actually quite a quick Castle Age, but he's going to have, you know, 31 villagers. Well, 30 villagers, sorry, 31 pop in total, which is very, very high. Typical blacksmith market. And he will be able to click up. This is not a bad build from Keif. Melee do have a problem against some cavalry archers. Units with a particularly high pierce damage, especially for example plumes and cavalry archers, can actually do quite a lot of damage to... Keif is arguing over the scout fight. He is not able to take this because obviously the +1 damage. Keif just exiting him the trap. Tried to troll by holding the gate open, but that's not happening. As I said, melee elephants are particularly weak to pierce units compared to other things. So things like plumed archers, but especially heavy cavalry archers, are going to do a really large amount of damage to them. I have previously beaten post melee as mines before, just by having the occasional helps mixed in with plumed archers. Magyars, of course, they have paladins, they do have help. They have champions, they're missing 1 infantry armor upgrade. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, plain mill armor. Aside from that, they're quite good. Magyar Siege is nothing great, both players don't have great siege. Although of course, Magyars, since they got siege engineers quite a long time ago, their siege is good enough. If they want onagers with siege engineers, that's good enough to kill melee or blast or anything they may try to make. Melee have help. They do have the free 2-handed swordsman, which actually is not that expensive, but it's not going to hold up against any of Magyar's options. So Keif is up. Sorry, I had to pause there. Making the racks, so he makes spears and he's going to try and smash apparently. Melkor already scouts this. He has much stronger scouts. These scouts are also actually very effective for sniping things like spears. Just because they do more damage, they kill them much quicker, so they could even take less hits. These 2 monsters are about to go up. Pikemen come from Keif, he wants to really invest in this one. Generally when you smush you can't add that many spearmen, but never seen pikemen upgrade coming in from Keif because melee economy is very, very strong. He's not even that tall and he still has a decent number of farms. 4 farms plus 4 foraging. He'd almost afford to run a second TC off that. I think if he just keeps adding farms from this point, if he doesn't want to overinvest in siege, then he could imp incredibly fast. And that's a nice power boost for him. But these are already 7+2 like Cav. These are For some civs, this is the post-imp. So, well, I mean, attack-wise. So these light calves, they're really going to snipe these monks. Keif even getting bow sides, focusing on the eco upgrades. Melkor over here, he's adding 1 TC and a university. I'm assuming he's adding a university in case he wants to do something like maybe focus into more archer units later, maybe expo, maybe cavalry archers, just so he could snipe the pikemen at the same time as not being particularly weak to the monks. Keif already 4 monks. I mean, it is 18 minutes 40. He's not really putting on any aggression yet. He really should be opening with maybe a ram, because he knows there's nothing but CA here. Sorry, light cav. And it's unlikely that Melkor can afford siege at the moment. Keif now finally getting sanctity. I reckon Melkor could be able to take this right now. He would lose his light cav, but he could individually snipe the monks before the pikemen did anything. Double stable defense, very, very useful for him. Round 2 TCs pretty well. He is not really taking any gold, but he's not spending any either. As I said, his map is safe enough. It's nice to have a good safe main gold. Watchtower coming up, and he still is on stone. 3 villagers is enough to eventually build a second tower. Guard tower researched, Fletching researched. He's going for guard tower defense here. Incredibly strong defense for a smush. I mean, this guard tower should be able to reach about here, so long before they even break in. I would still add an archer range though, just so I could make some units just to garrison inside the tower instead. Masonry coming in. Magyars don't have the one after masonry was architecture, but it's still going to help things out here. The wall is also going to still be quite strong. Don't get fortified wall at this point quite yet. You're probably looking more to support your building walls inside, but either way it still works. I don't really know what Keif's plan is here. What's his economy looking like? Keif decided not to add another TC, even though this is his current setup. He shouldn't think he's going to be able to beat that. Second siege workshop coming out. He wants to do mass everything. Bodkin arrow now coming in. Are we going to see an archery range? Yeah, there we go, archery range. He's going to either make something to help snipe with the... to help the guard tower snipe the pikemen, maybe? But I also straight up think that he's going to just try garrison the tower some. I said his gold is looking low. He's finally adding some more extra gold villas, but it's not quite enough. This is enough pikemen just to take everything here. I don't really see what Keif is thinking at the moment. I don't see why he just doesn't YOLO in. That is some serious range. Don't know why he isn't trying to snipe the villas though. Unless Keif just stops paying attention. And there we go, secondary guard tower as a defense. I don't really see what Keif can do here. There's nothing you can do against guard tower unless he just had enough rams or something. But I think he's just gonna have too much chance fighting this. I think maybe he's expecting there's more light cav. Seeing archers here, we should be able to garrison the tower. Of course you want to use archers to garrison your towers, just because you don't want to be idling this much vill time. And there goes 2 vills. But he is of course currently 14 villagers ahead of Keif. Keif losing a vill here. You gotta remember that Keif is going to be 5 villagers ahead just because of his, you know, melee faster uptime. You actually have more villagers. So 5 ahead, but and 13 behind. That's an 18 villager difference if he didn't have the melee bonus. So far he's killed 1 guard tower. Now he has a second one to contend with. More light cav being massed, so he's going to have a bit of trouble. Villager going to get sniped, I believe. Maybe? No, not quite. But Melkor did kill him. Finally. He's still 2 TC. He has some gold income. No, not quite the best, but... this is a good guard tower. He really needs to protect this gold. If he doesn't, he's kind of screwed. quick wall across there. Guard tower garrison with archers. Damage is gonna get done. There goes another Magnol. I'd love to see 2 light cav being sent out there just to knock that off. 2 guard towers now, there's nothing Keif can do against that. 1, sure, he could deal with, but 2 in the same spot. That's just like a castle, really. Keif's economy still looking quite far behind where he really could be. I really think he should be planning on getting a bit of a better economy than this. I think he was planning on imping quite fast, but it looks like he's trying to go quite all in with this. I also don't know why he's taking this back gold, where he could be taking the more forward gold at the moment, because he does have map control. It is nice he closed up his wall though, just preventing any light cav raids. Okay, this is nice. Some Rams garrison with pikemen. Not too much Melkor could do about this, but he has successfully thrown in some walls. Not that many villagers garrisoned in either of these, but like I was starting to get sniped at this point. He does need to be making some, maybe even, I wouldn't have knights at this point, but a couple more like cav or something just to help kill this. Because it only requires these rams going down. I don't see why he's not garrisoning in TC, there we go. Well, there we don't go. But he's really looking for that one to go down. If that goes down, I reckon the guard tower might be a bit weak. Melkor doesn't have enough to garrison inside of this. He needs to get his TC more garrisoned. Of course he is losing good economy. He's not exactly short on economy right now. Keif now coming in with more rams. That's not going to be effective. Keif's trash dog. Bad play, please stop and do move. Too stable and death tower. Ah, Keif and just the rage. Well, the vill numbers are still 7 apart. As for that, that's probably Melkor's more idling, but he's had for a long time 13 villagers working for at least, 5 minutes. And then plus an extra, still 6 villagers, so he's still got a lot more working. He's probably easily a couple thousand more resources ahead. And of course he does have the guard tower defense still. And Keif's all in is kind of gone, so. Quick look at achievements. Castle time Keif 1422. Melkor with a 1545, a little bit of idle time but nothing too great. Keif, I can't calculate melee times because it's rounded to something a bit weird. Can't really work it out. Resources collected, he's got 500 more here. He has 2,000 more collected here. But he has a lot less gold collected. 2,400 less gold. 800 more stone though. 27 units killed, 18 lost. Unfortunately, a lot of those lost were villagers, couple spears, couple archers. Aside from that, nothing major, but he was quite far ahead in economy at the stage of the game. So if Keif lost that forward, then he was going to be on the back foot and he didn't have the economy to take into anything really, so. I think in single player, if I just quit, then it goes to achievements, yeah. As opposed to, no, I don't have VS and AI. Force a habit. Okay, so we're just going to swiftly move on to game 2. Let me just fix all G here. Melkor getting random messages during the game, of course. Oh, starting with the being Franks and starting with the house that lames your berries. How salty must that make you? Straight away I see straight up map differences here. Melkor with the Franks, Keif with the Spanish. As I said, this is where I'm thinking this is probably where they must have drafted, because Franks, of course, Melkor's favorite civ, and Keif, Spanish, is a very good civ for him doing his pushes. Looking at this map here, Melkor, 3 outside deer, nothing great here. Those sheep are abysmal. Those are some of the worst sheep I have ever seen. This is arena with an I though. With an E, sorry. So only 900 HP walls in Feudal Age and Dark Age. So his 3 outside deer are going to be a little bit of a problem. He has to his boar first if he wants to push them, otherwise every time he pushes it in they'll just get scared and run away. I guess he does have this stone for defense. Frank's of course cheaper castles, so if you need a defense it's quite a good one to have. Aside from that, his map is pretty crap. No safe golds, and this is his main gold. It's not very good. No back area as well, so he just has problems. Over here, Keif's map. Keif's map's pretty godlike, not gonna deny. Not a great main gold. I guess you could put a lumber camp, mining camp, sorry, there. But it's still safe-ish, not great though. Nice safe main stone. Nice easy to push deer. I always view easy to push deer is very good. Just because it's you know, a big advantage to have the mental game. If you have such easy to push deer, then you just push them like no bother. Over here, extra gold, not a second, but an extra. As well as a safe second stone. No, extra stone. So, you know, he does have got like... he's Spanish and he's got 2 safe stones, one of them being main. He has a safe-ish, not too great main gold, but nice extra gold in the back. Key space is looking pretty ballin', if I'm gonna say so. Second golds are also outside. Here, of course, Melkor's second gold's also outside in the same spot. As well as his stones, so if anything happens in this area, I'm not too sure what he's gonna have to do. Maybe ups with some kind of castle defense, maybe he goes scouts to prevent a forward castle. But he's gonna have to switch into something that's gonna stop conks, and I don't see what he could do. What I'm gonna say is that Melkor is known for going cavalry archers at times. And I would open with Frank cavalry archers at this time because they're not that different than a generic no upgrade cavalry archers. Like, once you get just fletching on your cavalry archers, you can control the map and do quite a bit of damage. But if you start investing, get something like Bodkin Arrow. That's all you really need at that point. With the Frank HP bonus, it's just nice. But as I said, of course, it's not ideal, and you want to go to like castle defense or just something else. You really don't want to be stuck too much on the idea of cavalry archers. Good opening though. It's something I might even pull off if I was in this matchup. So Keif's builder, 4 on wood there, maybe another 4 on here. I like to do 2 lumber camps of 4 if I'm doing 28 plus 2 for Conquistadors. That way I tend to just have more wood to make a lot of early farms. So I could go up like you would in Arabia with knights where you'd have, you know, up to 14 farms maybe. Oh Keif, what are you doing? I would go up with a large amount of farms and, sorry Melkor, what are you doing? I would go with a large number of farms so I could just afford to run one TC, get conks, get upgrades. You don't need upgrades too well because they're straight up very good, but you know, they help. Not entirely sure what we're going to see either player doing here. Let's see what ups both players do. Melkor going out with a 27 plus 2, he is Frank's. He's going for 10 on wood, which you can do with generic civs and then still go scouts. But of course Frank's, they can go 1 less on food, so they don't need 28 plus 2 in this case. He's hammering on the berries. I'm a bit confused as to why. It's a bit confusing he's choosing to do that instead of making farms right away. Like, even when you're Franks, it's still fine to make some Dark Age farms. You don't need to be too pedantic about it. This pathing right here can actually screw with you quite a bit. Like, how's he going to fit 7 villages around here without them having to walk 400-mile paths? defeats the Frank bonus a bit. I'm just going to assume he's going to try hammer down the farms where he hits his castle. Feudal Age, sorry. I forget that age even exists. I play Arena. So of course 3 on stone over here. We're going to see another 2 added to have a castle dropped as soon as he hits Castle Age. But I think he's probably going to add a 3rd one for 6 in total just so he can build it quite a bit quicker. For example, if he needs to send villagers, waste a bit of time there that he's not mining. Only 7 on wood. He could afford to go with 1 more, so I don't really know what he's planning on doing with that. Market Blacksmith, FC, over here. Archer range. He wants to go cavalry archers apparently, as I surprisingly suggested. I wasn't expecting him to actually do it. I think maybe he wants to... Yeah, good. He remembered to click up before making archers, otherwise he's not going to have the gold to click up. This is something I do with civs that actually can make CA. Frank's not particularly one. I do prefer to make scouts. But if you make archers as you up, then you could actually kill very easily forward vills. You don't just need to wait till your CA come out. But you could also kill any forward spearmen they try to make to counter the scouts they assume you're going to be making. If Keif has a racks, he's not going to have too much in the way of wood. But it's not the end of the world. Just feebly pathing. Double bit axe has come in. Did Melkor get fletching? Not yet. I guess maybe he doesn't need it, but I still like to get fletching just because you can still lose to an enemy scout if you don't get fletching. And you have even 3 archers. Decent number on gold from Keif. I don't know where Keif plans to do anything. He's keeping 2 on stone. Maybe he wants to plow into the castles a bit more. So he needs gold, so I guess he wants to build a castle maybe here closest to his gold. Maybe here. Maybe he thinks Melkor has a special plan. As far as now he's about to scout the archers. Okay, well Keif didn't make a barracks, so that's fine. Keif should just build the castle defensively now. Of course Melkor was only recently up, so it's not that problem. No, it has been since he passed. He was assuming CA though, but scouting archers is the main thing. Does Keif now assume there's going to be a siege tower? Or assume there would be? That way it does force a little bit of a panic castle, so it's fine. A crossbow is not the upgrade I'd expect to see come in. I would much prefer to see cavalry archers. He didn't make really enough archers to justify going crossbow, to be honest. Especially without fletching, it's pretty much a faux pas. Not really getting a house, but he is adding a town centre in an extremely odd place unless he plans to wall this. If it was that, then sure, perfectly fine, but I can't get behind it otherwise. This gold's a little bit too exposed though. Oh, that's in range from Conquistadors over the wall. Crossbows will get him relics, but it's not going to do anything against the conks. Sure, if you manage to get 1 convert, then the crossbows are going to help him kill the other one, but... Yep, here we go. Now what? He's getting sacked today, so I don't think he's actually going to try and pick up the relics. Fletching coming in, wheelbarrow. I think he just wants to monk defense this. And Keif almost losing a monk. Nice. It's glad that Keif kept the monk though, because then he could convert back a Conquistador. This is quite a nice play. When you see Bodkin coming in from Melkor, he just can't afford it. He's running these 2 TCs here, but Conquistadors with even just +1 armor, they could really run through there and take almost no damage. 4 on stone is going to be nice for a little bit of castle defense though. Or just to stonewall this off. So action this side of the map, we now have a mangonel. 5 conquistadors. There's nothing that can be done about that. Like, you can't fight against the... There's nothing you can do against the mangonel. I don't know what his plan is. Add his own, sure, but... Then you can't do anything about the conquistadors. This game's looking already over. That was a little bit of a cheat conversion. That was also a little bit of a cheat conversion. That shouldn't be happening unless Keif mysteriously researched Inquisition, which is quite funny. Take the research. But aside from that, yeah. What's Melkor's plan here? What is this guy even doing? Okay, old mangonel coming out doing a bit of damage. But conquistadors, of course, they shred mangonels. Very low damage was done here. Keif already picking up the relics. Our red player is not another TC from Keif yet. Our red player's 5 military behind, and the quality of his military is terrible in comparison. He's only 2 villagers ahead at this point. He has no advantage, he's decently behind, he's about to lose all relics, he has no map control. His plan here was not ideal. Going crossbow is not a good option. Something I never understood is why people plan to build a wall right away, rather than send a villager there then try and build it, because the mangonels are going to spot it. He's got Bodkin, but there's nothing you can do at this point. He's going to try to just go for a castle defense. If so, 100 stone just disappeared. He's going to go guard tower again. Guard tower doesn't work against conquistadors. Their pierce armor is just too useful. Like, they had the same pierce armor as a knight with +1. They could just sit under any fire really. With +2, then they're just pretty much taking very low damage from most hits. We see mangonel here. I reckon that could be pulled out on the other side and then shot. Oh, there's no stopping this. Sure, the watchtower is going to be strong, but there's too many mangonels here. And then if Melkor tries to do anything like fight back with his own mangonel, that he's about to lose because bullshit reasons. This tower just doesn't stand a chance. This is way too many conquistadors. This is what, 14? And the rest of the military is mangonels against 8, and most of them is just some useless crossbowmen. Not even garrisoned in the tower either. So there goes the defensive castle that's not going to go up. And I'm safe to call this one GG already. He should have maybe bought that castle, maybe just decided not to do a tower defense, maybe castle defense right away. But everything here's just kind of gone. He could break out and he could run out, he could probably set up a TC out there even. But yeah, it's already GG. Would have called this a long time ago. In my opinion, if he went either harder on stone or he built a market and then bought 100 stone earlier, and just not made this watchtower, built the castle to lead this house, build it here, then he could have really defended against this. Maybe still had a stronger economy. Like, he's only 1 villager behind and he lost quite a few there. So that was game 2. Not all of these are vs the same player, by the way. Okay, so here we have Melkor vs Keif again. We have Saracens vs Goths. Okay, I can live with this. This map is unusual. Lack of gates in this corner really does trigger me a little bit. Okay, so my spec overlays disappeared, so I'm going to have to quickly restart. This happens to me occasionally. As I said, I mentioned it, but I don't know why it happens. After watching 1 or 2 records, for some reason when I start another one, my spectator overlay just isn't there. What's today's date? 12th, I think. Are we on game 3? In live 47 minutes, I assume we are. Yep, we are. Okay, back in the same game, we have the spectator overlay now, and I'm going to change my own overlay to catch up with it. Looking at Melkor's map, looking at his stones, those are pretty bad stones, but they are very, very far apart, so if something happens, something aggressive, he has a slight chance to get on one. Looking at this gold, second gold outside, and second gold outside, he's had no luck with his golds. But he has a nice safe main gold, that's a change. Aside from that, his map's looking pretty average. He has quite a lot of back area though. A lot of wolves, it's going to screw him up. Aside from just one safe gold, it's not looking too great for him. As Saracens though, that's sometimes all you need. You don't need too much in the way of resources that aren't gold because you could use the market. Saracens can smush, they could go crossbow, they could go arbalast. Arbalast ram is okay as Saracens. Generic fast strategy, but sorry, my throat is killing me. Let's take a look at Keif's map. Keif is the Goths. Nice safe main stone. Second stone, not attainable. Decent bit of a back map. He has, you know, some extra farming area at least. Nice safe main gold. And that's really it for inside resources. Second gold outside, another second gold outside. Relics on the map, fairly evenly distributed. Maybe slight favour towards Melkor. Aside from that, is Keif going to lame this boar? I kind of want to see Keif lame this boar. Melkor scout is outside, and I think Melkor can catch this. Melkor knows what direction Keif is heading in. But he's not quite heading in that direction. I think maybe he was a little bit more direct. Well, my own channel would appreciate that comment. This is really official, so can you maybe keep that a bit less? Just a bit less. Anyway. So over here, looking at the Goth player's map, I'm not entirely sure what strategy he's going to go. Keif's well known for his pushes, so don't really know what he plans to do, but he did lame a boar, so he's going to be significantly ahead. We might see a Trush. This is arena with an E, so 900 HP balls in Dark and Feudal. So you could go for a Trush, especially since Melkor's going to be late up. He always picks late ups, but he's still going to be even later up. Because of course he is minus a boar. Does have 4 deer though, so it's not the end of the world. 4 safe, easy to push inside deer makes a difference. So he's going to go on, like his Genloom. We're going to see an 18 pop Trush here apparently. 18 pop with idle time Trush anyway. That just confused me why you just didn't click off 15 solid seconds there. Well done, Keif. Melkor got himself housed at 20 pop. Not entirely sure what's happening here. Maybe he just forgot. Maybe just mistimed it. Maybe because he usually gets the boar and builds the house on the way. And then just that happened. But that just makes it all the more fun. Goth Scout is the Goth Scout is quite badly damaged. Even though Melkor had the idle time for being housed, if he did get loomed, that would have been really effective at this point because he is about to be trushed by the looks of things. There we go. Finally, Keif sending forward villagers. Not the best game builder-wise as far as I've seen, but we're going to see a Trush here. Goths actually can win this matchup. Of course, Saracens are too slow to really come out with a lot of things. Hand Cannoneers are actually soft countered by House Girls. And there's not an awful lot Saracens can do, at least early enough to stop a fully boomed Goth player. They have some really nice options, which just generally would work. But I wouldn't rate them all too effective against Goth player. And Melkor's not known for his smushing. But if we did see a smush, that would have been a different story. So making it even more difficult for Melkor over here. He just suddenly clicks up. Decides to build a bit of a defense over here. Nice enough, but he's not going to get that one deer that he does need. He's probably going to lose a villager here. It's not going to look too good. Oh. Risky play, losing 2 villagers. He is 3 villagers ahead though. Which, considering he's halfway out the feudal age, means he's may even still be a villager ahead. So Keif only attacking this wall with 3 villagers and trying to attack with a scout at the same time. Not really the best decision. I would always attack this with 4 villagers then garrison 1. That's probably still enough to kill the house in time. Using the scout instead of a villager to attack... Yeah. I would choose a scout instead of a villager to attack a wall. It does so much less damage as 1 compared to what... 5? Maybe? 3? I think 3. So what is the plan for Melkor here? He can't get this stone. He could get this stone actually. Maybe just take these guys off the lumber camp right now. Build across here. Just a very, very small wall. Even if it's just straight up palisade, then you can start mining the stone. Then you can defensive tower the rest. So Keith's problem here is that his scout is already damaged from the boar lane. So he's not going to have the easiest time fighting off Melkor's scout. And obviously that tower is going to be susceptible there. One quick palisade gate, and that is all you need. And we're going to see a vill rush here. And the villagers are walled in, so Keif is pretty screwed because Keif didn't corner hop. He can't in this map. I think this is a bit of a crazy vill fight here, especially under his tower with 1 villager helping. But if both players end up similar villager numbers, then it works out in favour of Melkor here. Because he is very soon to click up the castle age, he's going to have to take advantage. He is... Is he going to be ahead? Don't really know. He's currently 2 villagers behind, it's not massive, but there's going to be a tower built here. And that's going to be a problem. But he buys 100 stone, of course he is Saracens, it's cheaper for him to buy stone, and it's going to be, you know, quite a bit, sorry, what's the word? Quite a bit more gold for him if he chooses to sell the resources to get the gold back. So this tower's going to go up, we're going to see 5 villagers garrisoned in it. And this tower will go down because there's only 2 villagers garrisoned in it. And this house is 550 HP. And Keif can't get back out. So I don't see what Keif actually plans to do. Considering he's forgotten about this 1 villager, that's not going to do anything useful. And he's got 2 villagers trapped inside. So he's going to lose them and pop, numbers going to even out again. Now tech wise, Melkor now has the buildings to click up. And Keif is absolutely nowhere near resource wise. What does he have in the way of buildings? Nothing. No racks, no range, no stable, no blacksmith, no market. Melkor has his market blacksmith already, and he has 500 food, 200 gold. He's very, very close to clicking up in real terms. That tower is 2 damaged for ping bud. Keif mad. But this is a very unsuccessful Trush, and Melkor's now a head villager as well as clicking up the castle age. So I think he's got this one pretty solidly won. Keif's economy is just too far behind in this case. I mean, it does look like villager numbers, they are the same, but of course Keif has 1 villager still idle. He's going to make a castle at least when he ups, unless he chooses to sell this so he can up. But he doesn't even have any upbuildings yet, so he's still a few hundred resources worth of investment he still has to make. So being on the same economy doesn't mean he's still in the same position. 7 villagers and wood over here. This is a lot of wood coming from Melkor, I guess. Maybe he wants to make siege right away. Of course, that is the go-to strategy. You probably want to make either 2 mangonels or a ram. I would probably make mangonels in this case because this is not a continuing or strong tower push. There's no way that Keif is up. You know, Melkor maybe don't know if he thinks he's ahead or not, but regardless of which, there's nothing here, no archers garrison, no villagers around to keep trushing, nothing to garrison to kill mangonels, so they're good enough to kill that. If you mass 3 mangonels, start adding army. You can even add monks, you can smush from this point. But you could grab relics on your way back, because if you add mangonels to kill these, start attacking them directly, add a TC behind, start booming, do a little bit of 2 TC while putting on some aggression. You're going to put on the pressure, you're going to force, you know, Keif to respond. When Keif responds, that's his investment that he's making that you don't really have to worry about, because you didn't make much of an investment. You just made the units you had to kill the towers. So I reckon we're going to see a big positional advantage here from Melkor. Monastery Siege Workshop coming up. Yeah, he is planning to get in those relics. I guess he found a sheep he didn't finish eating. Second TC coming up. Yeah, I think he's doing exactly what I suggested he might do. But he's just recovering from this, turning into a normal arena game. Keif is going to be up with a 2141 castle age. Yeah, another one, Stone Siege, wants to build a castle. We're going to see Huskarls coming from him, but they're not going to do too well via either masked monks or maybe even Saracen knights. As for Melkor, I'm not entirely sure what army composition he's going to go with, because I don't think he wants to just full on monk treb this, but he might even do. He needs to take down this tower just a little bit quickly, just to make sure he can get the monks out though. If he gets the monk down here, easy. Scouts coming forward, that's an interesting one. Adding the stable to make scouts. I thought he was just adding it as an upbuilding. Don't really see what the plan is from this point on though. How's the game volume, by the way, compared to the mic volume? I haven't really played around with that. I was messing around with it when I was changing some of my mic settings to fix the quality a bit, because it was a bit off. Keif can't add a monastery, but it looks like he's actually turned this into a regular arena game as well. I think he is going to add a monastery and try to get relics. His stone went way down, he's building one somewhere. Here. Melkor already spots it though. What a crazy plan. He does have a rax now, so he can start making spears. Delete this. Mangonel this. Start converting villagers, do your job. That kind of stuff. I think the scouts are a really good move here, because they can really, you know, kill off what's going on here, but one mangonel shot on these villagers should be good. And a couple of converts should finish off the job, but I don't know, there's a chance this castle might go up at this point, depending on what happens to this mangonel. One scout did converted, and the spears are doing the rest of the damage. But there's no conversion. Oh, Keif, you try hard. But this is bad for Melkor. Melkor's now on the back foot. Keif now just has to make Huskarls, and he can send them directly in. He's going to scale mill armor, so these Huskarls are going to be useful. But the gate's coming up. Nice. Keif can't just break in anymore. Now he's just attacking a random house because he's making units, not pinpointing. What's the plan for now? Does Keif have a monastery? Keif does a Rax, of course, so he could get Rax techs. He didn't push any deer, even though he made extra scouts. Doesn't have to at this point, it's probably not going to be beneficial, but, you know, it could help instead of making extra farms to your berry villas, you can push the deer. Monastery coming up, so you might actually have the relics himself at this point. This wall's probably going to get damaged if a monk comes by, then there can't be any repairing behind it, but the tower here is actually going to be quite useful for that. Scorpion, nice. Scorpion's very, very good against the Housecarl. I will learn how to speak English one day. But it's going to be actually quite useful against Scouts. Scouts are not the best unit against Scorpions. It's along the right lines, but Scouts are just a little bit weak. Keif keeps forgetting to retarget this house, this tile of wall. So every unit he makes is going haywire. Massive petards though. Keif doesn't spot that stone yet, but now he spots the Scorpion. What I'm going to hope happens here is that Keif does collect the monks, collect the relics, sorry, and then they're sitting all right here. When Melkor pushes this one back, maybe he will imp quite fast. It looks like he's going to be imp quite fast. He has 2 TC and his economy is looking thriving, really. 12 gold miners, maybe he'd use a tiny little bit more. But 22 farmers when he's on 2 TC. That's, you know, an extra 10 farmers more than he needs to just run his TCs. Especially if he's not got... He should have wheelbarrow by now and didn't see him get handcart? No. But that should be very, very good for him to quickly imp, and then he could do HC BBC. Then he could do a decent amount of damage because, of course, with Keif not being imp and his economy not being strong, he's still 1 TC. And especially losing all these farms, he could make... Oh. Oh, Keif, what are you doing? What is he doing with this many forward villagers? I don't know. So he's going to try blow something up to get in here. Houses, maybe? But the house wall behind is happening. These villagers here, 1 house, 2 house. Now what? 3 monks here, 5 monks, 6. How many monks? 5? 5 sitting behind here can easily convert half of these Housecarls. Going to fight amongst each other. And then Keif's army is kind of gone at that point. Keif trying to send in villagers and his own monks. Maybe he wants to convert some back, maybe he wants to... I don't really know. He's trying to build another castle. He sold everything to build it. This is going to be intense. Melkor should really start building a mangonel right now. Scorpion, 1 hit, 1 hit, 1 hit, 1 hit. Ah, come on. He should start building a mangonel right now because he just needs 1 lucky hit on these villagers. He's waiting for his monks to get their faith back so he can start converting again. He has more monks than at least half of these Housecarls, so if he does convert them, then when they're fighting, they'll be able to win. Building himself a... Does he have a university? No, he doesn't have a university, but he's about to have a castle up, so he's going to be able to treb soon. Doing some more internal walling. Palisade, of course, not great, but it's fine. Siege Workshop coming up. Just likely to lose this one in the frontier. He needs a university, though. I do think he needs bomber cannon. Keif just petarding like an absolute maniac. I love Keif's absolute madman attitude to life. It's crazy. Some Mamluks being added. Mamluks are actually okay against Housecarls, but of course when you have things added like pikemen, which if you haven't noticed, gods get quite cheap, then they don't do so hot. But the god player can't afford to add that. He can barely afford to run what he is running. So, a bunch of Housecarls, they could come in, but they're not going to be able to. I would probably garrison in the monks and then just ungarrison them just to up them over a bit, get your monks closer towards here. As long as you don't run them in the range of the castle, then you could just convert Housecarls quite some distance. And again, block printing. Does he have redemption? If he has redemption, game changer. No, not yet. He can't afford it, but he has Sarsa Market, of course. I mean, let's look at the prices. He could still sell food and wood. Food for 97, wood for 87. He can get a lot of gold real quick if he does want it. He seems to be investing it in the trebs though. 1 treb out, making another Mamluk, then another treb. Don't know what he's doing. Forging coming out, he's going to have his Mamluks a little bit stronger. That seems to be the unit composition he wants to go for. Mamluk's too pricey for this, especially if he has the Housecarls, because the Housecarls are just going to come out in cheap maths. As I said, they're a good unit against it, but it doesn't mean cost effective. They're good, especially at the spamming speed. Mamluks are not well known for that. Keif has lots of pressure, but he's not going to be up. Keif's not even going to be up in a million years. He has 0 resources towards imping. He's still 1 TC. He has 19 farmers. He can run 1 TC, plus he has 12 farmers to make units from 2 castles. As well, same time you must try and run this stuff here. It's not going to work for him. 3 relics is not enough to carry him. The ram is going to be quite good here. But these tribes are actually protected behind the passive wall of the TC. Enough Mamluks here to, you know, do a bit of quick damage. So this castle's about to go down. We're about to see some ham going on here. These petars are about to go crazy. But are these monks going to convert enough Huskars to do significant damage? But as long as he micros them well, he converts enough Huskars, then they're just going to start dying. Yeah, these monks are probably a lost cause, but they've already done their damage. Melkor's army is grown enough to fight this off. And that's Keif pretty much GG, because Keif lost the castle. He's now halved his production, and his units are, well, now gone. Treb still alive? Being repaired. So yeah, Keif went all in, didn't work out for him. He went Trush. Maybe if he didn't Trush, he would have been in a better position, but he did lay my boar, so that was quite good. Maybe Melkor getting housed was a blessing in disguise. Stopped him doing a proper build order, made him save quite a bit of food. So this should take us to achievements. Keif 21 minute castle age 1825 from Melkor. That's pretty much the big difference right there. I don't think that first castle should have gone up though, but it was a close one. Yeah, units lost. Keif lost a lot more, of course, spamming and cheaper to make units, but a lot of the units that he also killed happened to be his own units that were converted from him. Melkor converted 10 units. Economy wise, he did for some reason collect the most food with not that many farmers. Maybe it's because Melkor was just not relying too much. Maybe he was using the market a little bit to get a little bit of his food, but he did have a lot of farmers. Not really sure where Keif got quite the economy to do that. Maybe he got early handguard. 3,000, almost 2,500 wood more collected from Melkor. That's a really strong thing. Stone bit equal, but gold again 2k more from Melkor. And of course Melkor actually hit Imp. 30 villager difference is pretty significant. So let's move on to game 4. I plan to cast 4 games, but I might cast 5. I did get a 5th one just in case. We now have Melkor as Chinese vs Keif as the Turks. Chinese, really nice strong civ. Let me just quickly fix the alt G so Melkor is red again. Just for consistency. And what is with the map hacks? Just looking at the mini map, let's have a quick look at Keif's base here. Main stone just kind of not so great, but if he's going to build something early, it's not that big of an issue. If he wants to build a castle or something, go Janissaries, that kind of thing. Keif's type of play. So we're probably going to see that. Second gold outside, second stone outside, another second gold outside. Doesn't look so great as it first appears, but then we look here. Very safe, nice back main gold. And an extra in the back, so that's can't really go wrong with that. Extra stone as well, just makes it that much more safer. No hassle to push deer, it's always helpful. Well, sometimes I get a little bit stuck here. Deer have a weird thing where they're scared of certain things like wolves, boars, but the border of the map seems to also be a thing. I'm also convinced deer are scared of gates, but that's only speculation so far. So yeah, nothing here to really lame. Looking at Melkor's base, just double check the lame again. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. His lameable boar and his 4 deer are not great, but if he deletes a wall to pull in this boar, then, you know, his walls are already open to push in his deer, so it's not the end of the world. It's good enough. As long as he's quick to get this boar. Yeah, he knows better. Also, it's good to get an early boar's Chinese because, you know, you do need the extra food. So he does have 2 sets of berries. 2 sets of berries is really nice. But his main stone here, he is not going to be able to use it for, you know, castle defense if he has to. If he wants to add TC there, he's going to have big problems against Janissaries, especially if there's a castle in his face, but I don't really know what Keif plans to go. This might be one of the earlier games, so Keif might not be expecting, you know, kind of scout openings, archer openings from Melkor. So he might try and build it forward. Nice safe main gold though, that's very important, especially the stone here. Stone is always important to have safe because then you can defend against most strategies. At least with a bit of difficulty. Odd bit of back area here, but a nice second gold in the back. I like Melkor's base, it's nice and safe. Getting housed the Chinese to build a panic house, nice every time. Just building another one just to make sure. But he's going to start milling the berries. I don't know what he's going to do. He'll take these, but yeah, don't know what he's going to do about them too much. Whether he's going to want to take them earlier or later. If they're in the back against a wood line, it's always nice to TC them though, so. But against your wall, you don't want to be doing much with that. So he's lowering in a boar. Both players are roughly the same. Both players are exactly the same, especially considering that Melkor had a China start. He didn't find the sheep right away, they were here. Taking a little bit of wandering around to find them. So, you know, it's nice that he's actually on par. But he's not ahead. He did get loom though, so he is, you know, covered in case there is a Trush. Usually it's China, it's better to just not get loom. But if you're playing arena, 900 HP walls, maybe you just want that bit of extra safety that you can get away with because you're Chinese. If you find food right away, like especially if your berries are close, then you could be even ahead in villager numbers. China can defend against this in a lot of ways. Chukanu should be strong enough against Janissaries, very strong. They could do expos, you know, start with just opening archers, playing forward castle, turn to expos. But you're going to run into a slightly similar problem with the Conquistadors. But they're all going to be slightly more effective, so. I don't like pushing deer through a one tile gap. They don't really fit too well through one tile gaps, but 2 tile, a lot better. What's Keif up to? He's going to stay 1 lumber camp. He's also going to get housed. Not going on stone. Keif is going for a 25 plus 2 smush, maybe? I don't understand what Keif plans to do in this case. A little bit confusing. A little bit unusual build order, but at least he's not going to go Janissaries. We're not going to see something meta from him. We're going to see something a little less orthodox. I like to see smushes though, so I don't think we're going to see a strong boom from him or anything along those lines. For some reason this deer seems to default inside the wall. I never like building outside houses just in case they get converted by monks. I always like to just build one palisade house behind it. Works for me every time. 4 on wood, 5 on wood, 3 on gold. He's gonna add another one for wood for 10 on wood, which he likes to do to make things like scouts, of course, because he needs the extra wood. 10 on wood is very good. You want to make barracks in your way up to feudal. Except from that, pretty common for 28 plus 2, although he's going for 29 plus 2. He did get loot. So, you know, his time's not going to be too bad, it's not going to be too great either. Market Blacksmith coming out from Keif. 3 farms. Towards the higher end, I usually like to have less farms. I'm going to be smushing at the moment. But he is throwing a lot on gold, so he's clearly not going to be planning on booming. I would have more farms, so I was going to boom maybe 4 at this point. But it's okay. I just like to have a lot of early farms, it's just my thing. It's not me playing. Keif Nolan, but he's about to be up to Castle Age very, very quickly, 1439. The ideal time for 29 plus 2 is 1425. So 14 seconds of idle time, not the end of the world. Melkor just way up there. He's not even... Keif's clicked up the Castle Age, Melkor's not even Feudal Age yet. But here comes the barracks, what is he going to do? Archery, range, or stable? I'm going to just guess stable. Yeah. 300 gold is actually nice enough to start as Chinese. Because, of course, you could then afford to make monks quite a bit easier. You don't even really need to add much more to gold. Just one more and you should have an extra, 50 gold when you're Chinese. If you have a Loom Dark Age, you'll have a little bit of extra gold, so it's nice. Don't see why he could have that villager. He could just force drop. These villagers definitely holding enough food for him to click up. He's gonna go scouts. Is he really predicting a smush? Is he assuming smush because Keif likes to 1TC and push? Because that was a fast enough uptime to really boom quite well from if Keif was doing a booming builder. Speaking of which, Keif actually could boom from this if he wanted to. I'm assuming he did buy some wood. He just pre-builds his palisades. He has his own like cav, but he's about to be VS. Melkor scouts. Melkor does scout this. So of course he's going to add scouts. He's going to plan to add a light cav upgrade maybe. Add an additional scout since he's scouting this. Keif knows how to scout an arena, he knows how to get map vision. This is appalling. Especially considering that, he went scouts. Although, why bother scouting vital information when you could scout random stuff going on the map that's nothing to do with anything, right? Just saying. No further upgrades on the scouts, no forging or anything. He's going to be strapped for food when he hits Castle Age. I suppose he does have the extra berries. 3 villagers though, maybe 4 would be a little bit better. Maybe he needs to start making a couple of farms right now. He doesn't really need the food, but he needs bow saw and he wants heavy plow. Light cav coming a little bit. Getting wheelbarrow instead of heavy plow or bow saw? That's pretty unusual. But okay, I can live with it. If he adds a little bit more farms, a bit happier. He has no safe mill to add them though. Setting TC always a little bit risky when you're trying to go light cav. Of course you need the extra food. Barracks coming up from Keif, trapped villager for life. Trapped in just general idle. Oh, Melkor, he stopped attacking this monk. And then he lost the light cav when he could have killed the monk. Ah, that's so painful. It's such a large loss. Well, at least he managed to snipe by a monk. Staying one stable, not 2 stables. Maybe he's gonna add Scorpion or something. It's always nice to add Scorpions with a smush, against a smush. With also very effective, but against is quite nice. Monks can't do too much without redemption. If he does get redemption fast, then he's going to sync convert it while he's being attacked by light cav, so gives him a bit of an issue. Keeping these 2 TCs active is going to be a bit of a nightmare, but these Berryvilles remain undisturbed. One single monk could convert one of these and just wreak havoc in a base. Just send it over in this direction, and if he tries to attack it with anything, just convert that with monks. Be that kind of guy. Now Keif has more light cav than Melkor, and Melkor's going light cav. Is Keif gonna He learned better. One more hit and the Mangonel should be... oh, 11 HP, okay. Oh, Keif not taking the best of engagements. Just the Mangonel micro. There we go. Melkor does have 5 light cav out on the field. Second, he's at an archery range now. Fair enough. 2 archery ranges? Okay, is he planning guard tower defense again? He's not in stone, so... Light cav plus expo. Interesting combination. Still see no attempt to go in stone. Redemption from Turks, the Turk player though. He is trying to get this Mangonel coming. He's coming quite close, but he's not just getting there. Melkor needs to keep adding more units. I would keep adding light cav at this point, especially with these resources. I wouldn't keep trying to look to up like he seems to be, unless he wants to really fast up and go orbs. If he wants to up fast go orbs, I can see his argument for that, but is he going to survive? I don't think so. He has too few light cav to take any decent engagements. So the wall's open, what's the plan there? No crossbow upgrade. Reasonable few archers, he could deal with the light cav if he managed to get either... well, Balkan arrows coming in, but he's just not getting the crossbow upgrade he needs. Keif has a lot here, and he's actually converting Siege Workshop. And now there's nothing Melkor can really do about this. He's going to have a really hard time fighting this one off. Now he's getting crossbowman. Did he add light cav? No, he didn't, but he's about to lose his stable anyway. He lost the Siege Workshop. Kind of losing the military buildings he needs here. Keif randomly attacking your farm, that's just when you know it's Keif. Standing ground while just dying to archers with your light cav as well. Good old Keif, what would we do without him? Light cav from Melkor managed to snipe a Mangonel, but that's about it. This might look like a win for Keif. Siege Workshop coming up here, so we're about to see some more siege coming out. That's fair enough. Decent amount of crossbows, and they do have Bodkin arrow. Chinese, of course, cheaper technologies, they could afford that. Looks like Keif managed to get a few more light cav. I think Melkor does Mangonel Expo here. He should be able to work this one out okay. But that's a lot of Mangonels from Keif. That's what, 6? 5 plus 2 Scorpions. Sorry, I thought that one Scorpion was a Mangonel for some reason. Decent number of Expos. I think if he just does some splits and tries to snipe a monk, it might be a bit better. And there we go. Knights coming in from Keif. Okay. Unexpected knights. Decent amount of expos here. Just start taking the monks. So this is going to get repaired. Keif adding in the knights is still really strong. The knights are... well, I would say there'd be good padding, but he seems to be throwing them away one by one, so it's not the best. Okay, decent amount of expos still alive. The expos aren't taking any hits. Looking at economy wise, Keif is not building a big economy back here. He's just sort of relying on this. He might want to build a forward castle by the looks of it. Going triple monastery now. He's not making the monks. Why does he go triple monastery if he's not making any monks out of them? He just still has none. He's going fully investment into the Siege Workshop, which I'm not blaming him for, but I don't see why he added the extra monastery. Bit unusual. Melkor should stop taking his engagement. He's not going to win it with that being repaired. He's just going to infinitely split. I mean, they're nice splits and everything, but they're not working here, chum. Are we going to see some CA? Nice CA, triple range. Keif's investment might start looking downhill now. Melkor not making any siege though. Monk can easily convert that, and honestly, a couple monks here can convert the CA. We'll see some kind of wicked micro. He's getting a market up back here. He does know about this extra gold, so he knows it's quite safe, and he's also going to start taking the stone, which he should have done earlier. But he does have most of his orders still alive. He still has 7. But if these buildings here get converted, that's kind of looking quite bad. I would delete this personally. As I was saying, which Keif has enough siege workshops and he already has one pretty forward, so it makes no difference. Is Keif going to build a castle? He almost can. Melkor did some shenanigans with stone. Well, stone to build a TC back here. He wants to send in his vills to vill rush this. This is actually not the worst idea if you assume you have a better economy. Because the worst you could do is just convert your villagers. But then if he converts 5 villagers, then... and you lose half your siege in the process, and then the entire army is still alive attacking you. You know, this kind of thing could work. When I co-casted with nobody, this is what T90 did and actually worked to some extent. Scorpions are a big problem here, though the villagers probably aren't going to be able to do too much, but Magno going down again. Armies for both players, especially villager counts, have both just gone downhill. Melkor, of course, does have the TC advantage. He is calling the GG though. What can you do to fight this? Considering Keif can now build a castle, not much. All Keif had to do was just build a castle here and he pretty much wins the game. He does have the siege. Melkor's resource is really high. He does have a lot of gold. He could even sell some food. If he had double siege workshop like here, he could even have some mangonels added. Mangonels added, just keep making the CA, just keep making the expo. Maybe that might have worked. But I think early on, maybe if he just made some more light cav, he would have had a better position. Either way, nice win for Keif. We're looking at 2-2 at the moment. Quick look at the achievements. We're looking at a lot more units killed for Keif. A lot of those are villagers, like 25-30. It's a high amount. Don't know why my English is going out the window. Melkor, of course, a lot more resources collected, but he isn't Turks. He didn't collect as much gold. Of course, he wasn't hammering on the gold as much. He didn't need it. Of course, he wasn't making monks or siege. Technology stats. Melkor was up way late. I don't know what he was planning on doing with that FC. But he hit some serious snags in there. Keif played well. He had a nice plan. Military counts. Both players start developing military at actually pretty similar time. So let's go on and cast the game 5 because it's only been an hour and a half. I plan to do maybe 2-hour stream. Okay, just complaining that my spec overlay is once again broken. I had to relaunch the game. Single player.